I help support and create a self-inflicted learning environment backed by all the different manufacturing tools and techniques that you would need to build anything that you'd ever want. This can be something small to something huge. So from a piece of artwork to a solar panel system for your house. We have the ability to do that. The reason I got involved with this one was really kind of more about me. I was about to go into engineering school and I didn't really understand the differences in engineers. So I really wanted to get that knowledge. So there's places in this world where people only have one shovel for their entire community and they're in a completely agrarian-based society. So my idea that I've presented is to take the concepts of the manufacturing cooperative that we've seen a huge amount of success with, and then put it into a contained modular structure that can be airdropped in, and giving this kind of manufacturing technologies and techniques to these communities and then letting them thrive. But personally, what I've gained is to understand firsthand all the different sectors of engineering. I work with teams of engineers, from electricals to mechanicals to programmers to high school dropouts. We provide the necessary resources for anybody to create anything they want. This is why I think it'd be a great program for third world countries that don't have anything. It'd give them the tools and the techniques and the knowledge base to take it and figure out how to make economically, socially, and environmentally just societies.
The top one was called SMDEP, which is Summer Medical and Dental Education Program. And it's a Robert Wood Johnson and U of L funded program that brings 80 young people who have either completed their freshman or sophomore years of undergraduate who seek to go to medical school that come from either disadvantaged or underserved populations from across the country. They come here with the intent of going to medical or dental school. And we give them a crash course in how to study organic chemistry, physics, biochemistry, and physiology. And we also help them to professionally develop themselves in terms of their demeanor, in terms of their mindset, in terms of their drive and their passion. The other, I think, component to the award was something called the Physiology Fun Week. And I've been going out to local area schools here in the fall, and I work with 8th graders primarily, and we go over an entire week worth of time. The start of the week is me lecturing on cardiovascular physiology and health, and by the Tuesday and Wednesday it's more, how do you teach that? And the whole purpose of this is that those 8th graders are going to be divided up into teams, and on Friday they're going to teach 1st graders about cardiovascular physiology and health. And the little 1st graders, they just blossom on that Friday. The 8th graders find out that teaching is the hardest part to the science. And then the 3rd component, I think, is the theater connection that I have. That is a kind of it's a very volunteer position. I'm the leader of a group of dads, moms, grandpas, grandmas, sons and daughters now that support local technical theater programs across the greater Louisville area. When you see the success that comes out of something that you had even a small touch of, and that success touches your heart and touches your life, and it's just been a positive and fun experience, and I love doing it. It's just a passion. I can't say anything more.
So as a member of the Louisville chapter of the Society for Neuroscience, I organized a number of neuroscience-themed projects in the community. We've had student groups come from Kentucky and Indiana. We've given presentations at local pubs about neuroscience. And we've also participated with a number of different events hosted by the Kentucky Science Center. For the past several years, the Louisville chapter of the Society for Neuroscience has participated in Brain Awareness Week. And traditionally this event, we've had different student groups come in and they learn about comparative neuroanatomy and look at microscope slides, they get to dissect brains, and the activity was very successful, and the students who participated got a lot out of the activity, but it just seemed like we were missing several opportunities to do more outreach within the community and teach people about neuroscience and get them excited about their brains. So particularly partnering with the Kentucky Science Center seemed like a really smart idea, just because they're very, very good at what they do with teaching and educating people in the public about STEM fields. They have a great media reach in the community as well as local high schools. They have plenty of event space for us to hold activities, and they just have a really exuberant people who visit the Science Center all the time. The biggest thing that I think that I've gotten out of this experience is just a greater appreciation for my colleagues. Right from the very beginning, they've been very, very supportive and exuberant and willing to help participate in all of these events that I've helped organize. Over the past year and a half, we've had over 70 different faculty and trainees participate in our events, and these are from 10 different departments and centers across the university, and they've contributed over 500 different hours, volunteered 500 hours at all of these events. So I just really greatly appreciate their support.
One of the biggest investments that U of L has made here in the West End and in our school has been in science initiatives, specifically engineering with a partnership with the Speed School. We're working trying to get an environmental science initiative as well with the school. We've done work previously with, the School of Dentistry has reached out to us. We have the National Society of Black Engineers. Their chapter at U of L has come to tutor at least once a week since all last year as part of that partnership. But again, those science initiatives really are critical in our school to make sure that our kids are ready for the technology, for the challenges that are presented to them in the future in the high-paced modern society and the careers that they're going to be attempting to get once they graduate. And we've had two medical students from U of L come in and be a great help here. One student actually came in and helped us dissect a cow heart over our summer program and talk to the kids about heart health and the parts of the heart as well. Our 8th graders last year got to take a tour of the medical school, and actually they got to use a dummy that had a realistic heartbeat, breath, things like that. So they got to try, using all the tools that some of the doctors would use. They practiced reading, an EKG. They talked about a healthy pulse and heart rate, things like that. So that was something that, is going to not just affect the kids as far as the science classroom. That's something that can help them out as far as their health long-term in their life as well. It's very rare that we have volunteers who come in and are very, very committed and come in very consistently. We have many volunteers that will come in once or twice. But the tutors from U of L, the students specifically, were very, very good about being recognizable faces to the kids by fostering some great relationships with the kids, as well as showing that, look, you can have high expectations, you can go to the Speed School, you can perform at high levels in math and science, and there's nothing to be ashamed about with that. It's really hard to speak to just how big of an undertaking this makerspace really is. The makerspace being the engineering space that we're going to have dedicated to teaching STEM standards here to our boys. That's an investment that is very rare here in the West End of Louisville, that our boys, had they been somewhere else, had U of L not stepped in to fill that void, these boys could very well have entered high school and college vastly underprepared, way behind their peers from across town or around the world. And so by partnering with U of L and by providing our kids with that opportunity, we're really giving them a leg up to help them succeed in the real world.
The education is a different thing, but the discipline is like something that I didn't have when I was a kid. I mean, it was just my mom. So when I came here, it was more of a better experience, and it helped me out a lot.
The Western School has helped me change my personality and my responsibility. It has taught me a lot of things, and its education is very good. I've had experiences with tutors from the U of L, and they've really helped me in multiple ways. One day I had trouble doing pre-algebra in my 7th grade year, and the tutor helped me understand it and get my homework done.